Welcome back to The Critique. Today we're looking at a listener submission. It's a script for a YouTube commentary video. It's dissecting the conflict between Candace Owens and Erika Kirk. We're talking allegations of harassment, lying, even a cease and desist.
It is heavy stuff. And I read through it, and the author is clearly, deep in the lore of this whole situation.
Oh, they know the timeline inside and out. But knowing it and communicating it effectively are two very different things.
Right.
So let's just jump straight into the first point, which is about the author's credibility.
I had a feeling we'd start here.
The use of ad hominem attacks.
The script is colorful, to say the least.
That's a very polite way of putting it. I mean, the text relies so heavily on personal insults. I'm seeing dingbat, nutjob.
Evil, psychopathic narcissist, lying grifter.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But hold on, can I just push back on that for a second?
Please.
We're talking about a YouTube commentary script. Isn't this just like the meta for the platform?
Uh-huh.
People click on these things for the drama, for the raid. If we take out dingbat, do we risk making the video, boring for that audience?
That is a valid fear, and it's probably exactly why the author put them in.
Right.
That kind of language, it gets the rage click. But here's the problem. The author seems to want to be taken seriously as an investigator.
I see.
They're presenting evidence of contradictions, of legal breaches. You just can't have it both ways.
So it's a conflict of identity?
Exactly. If the goal is just to vent anger to people who already hate Candace Owens, fine. Keep the insults. But if the goal is to persuade a skeptic, someone on the fence, these words are an immediate off-ramp.
As soon as they hear dingbat, they just tune out.
They categorize it as a hit piece, and they stop listening to the actual evidence.
That makes a lot of sense. It sort of lowers the author to the level of the person they're criticizing.
It does.
The script says Owens uses evil tactics, but the name-calling is its own tactic. It feels, hypocritical.
Precisely. The strategy here needs to shift from name-calling to show, don't tell. I think of it like a horror movie.
A horror movie, how so?
Well, in a good horror movie, the director doesn't have the main character yelling, "That monster is so evil! It's super scary!"
Right, that would be annoying.
It's annoying. Instead, they show the monster in the shadows. They show the damage it does. The audience feels the fear without being told to feel it.
I like that. So in this script, the monster is the contradiction in her behavior.
Exactly. So let's take a concrete example. The script says she is one of the biggest dingbats on the face of the earth.
Okay.
This is right before a clip of her contradicting herself. The fix is just cut that sentence. Let the clip be the monster.
So the clip itself is strong enough on its own.
It's infinitely stronger. When you preface it with, "She's a dingbat," you're just telling the audience you're biased.
Right.
If you just play the clip, the audience thinks, "Wow, she really contradicted herself." They reach the conclusion on their own, and that makes it stick.
Okay, what about the more specific ones? I'm looking at psychopathic narcissist. That feels
So much different.
different from nutjob. It sounds almost medical.
And that is exactly why it's so dangerous. It's a clinical diagnosis.
Yeah.
Unless the author is a licensed psychiatrist who's treated her, throwing that term around just destroys credibility. It screams armchair psychologist.
So how do you fix that? Because the author is trying to describe a specific behavior, right? Where she just refuses to back down.
You describe the behavior, not the diagnosis. Instead of the label, you could say something like, "Despite being asked to stop, she doubled down," a behavior often associated with refusing to accept boundaries.
Ah, that's much sharper.
You're describing the action. You're not diagnosing her.
It sounds more like a journalist and less like a commentator who's just venting.
Right. But credibility isn't just about tone. It's also about basic accuracy. If you stop calling names but you still get the basic facts wrong, you've still lost them.
I have a feeling I know what you're about to bring up. I caught this too, and I honestly couldn't believe it.
The list.
The list. The intro says, I made a video about 8 tactics.
And then proceeds to list
9. It lists 9 items.
from 1, anomaly overload, all the way to 9, lie, lie, lie.
I actually counted it 3 times. I thought I was losing my mind. How does that happen?
It's what happens when you rewrite a script and forget to update the hook. But the issue is what it signals.
A lack of care.
A lack of editorial care. It's the Van Halen brown M&Ms theory.
Oh, explain that.
Van Halen had a clause in their contract demanding a bowl of M&Ms with the brown ones removed.
Right.
It wasn't because they were divas. It was a test. If they saw brown M&Ms, they knew the promoter hadn't read the contract carefully, which meant the lighting rigs might be unsafe.
So if the author can't count to 8 correctly in the first minute,
Then why should I trust them to interpret a complex NDA 10 minutes later? You have to nail the small details to earn trust on the big ones.
Okay, so the fix is obvious. Either say 9 tactics or cut one out. But I think the list itself is a bit bloated.
We should absolutely do some surgery here.
I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot of overlap. Point 9 is lie, 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 and point 8 is I didn't say that.
Those are basically the same thing, or cousins, at least.
Yeah, I didn't say that is just a specific kind of lie.
You could merge those under a header like gaslighting or denial. It just tightens the whole script.
And I also noticed point 5, spiritual shifting, and point 4, use moral outrage.
They feel like they're in the same thematic space, don't they?
Yeah, it's all about using religion or morality as a shield.
Right. So merge them. Call it moral and spiritual manipulation. Now you have a tighter, punchier list that's actually 8 points. Or maybe even 7.
The number doesn't matter as much as the points feeling distinct.
Exactly. If the list is sloppy, the audience just checks out, which, brings us to the actual story.
Okay.
We've established the author needs to be nicer and count better, but the narrative arc itself has a major flaw.
We're talking about the ultimatum, right?
Yes, the stop ultimatum. This is the smoking gun of the entire video.
As I understand it, the whole argument is that Candace Owens said, I will stop if Erika asks me to.
She did.
And then Erika asked, and she didn't stop. It's a clean, logical trap.
It should be a clean, logical trap, but in the current draft, it's just a mess.
A mess how?
It jumps all over the place. We hear about Nathan Livingston's clips, then a sidebar on Wolfie's 6-page breakdown, then something about conspiracy theorists and Fort Huachuca.
But wait, is that really a problem? I mean, giving credit to other creators is a good thing. It shows you're part of a community.
It's a good thing to do, but it's the wrong time to do it. Imagine you're telling a friend the most shocking part of a story.
Okay.
You don't stop mid-climax to list your bibliography. You tell the story. The current structure just buries the lead.
So the listener has to work too hard to follow the logic.
Yes. So we need to clear the decks. And I think we do that with a 3-act structure for this one segment.
Okay, walk us through it.
Act 1 is the promise. You play the clip where Owen says, quote, "No one, except for Erika Kirk, has the power to shut me up."
And that's it?
You play that clip and then you just stop. Silence. Let it hang there.
Don't talk over it.
Don't talk over it. Don't act commentary. Then Act 2, the request. You immediately cut to the Erika Kirk clip. We said, stop, please stop. Again, let the silence do the work. The contrast creates this tension that a voiceover just can't.
And Act 3?
I can really see that. It's almost rhythmic. Promise, request, breach. Bum, bum, bum.
Exactly. Save the shoutouts for the end of the video. During the evidence phase, you need absolute focus.
That brings us to the next point then, which is about the actual stakes of all this. We've moved from drama to something much more serious.
The legal reality. This is where the script really drops the ball. It mentions an NDA.
A non-disclosure agreement.
Right. And a cease and desist letter. But it treats them so casually. The line is something like, all right, you want to play it like that?
Oh yeah, it sounds like a playground taunt. Oh, you want to play it like that? Exactly. But this isn't a game. This is the most significant part of the story. Turning Point USA taking legal action is a huge escalation.
I guess I wonder, though, does the YouTube audience actually care about the paperwork? Isn't the tea, the gossip, what they're there for? Contracts sound boring.
That's a common misconception. The tea is fleeting, but consequences are compelling. The paperwork provides the stakes. Gossip is just talk. A lawsuit is people losing money, platforms, careers. That is high drama.
So the script needs to treat the legal documents as the climax, not a footnote.
Yes, the suggestion is to elevate the legal consequences. You have to move the conversation from Candace is crazy to Candace is liable.
How do you do that without getting bogged down in legalese, though?
You focus on the breach, and this is crucial, you stick to the facts. The current script speculates about Megyn Kelly organizing things behind the scenes.
Which is just hearsay. We don't know that.
We don't know that. And including it weakens the argument. But we do know an NDA was signed.
Or the script claims to know.
Right. So you focus on that. Say something like, this isn't just about hurt feelings, it's about a legal breach. Owens didn't just ignore a request. She allegedly violated a signed contract.
That hits so much harder. It moves the story from internet beef to courtroom liability.
It gives the whole video a sense of weight. And that gravity needs to carry all the way through to the conclusion.
Which leads us right to our final critique, the ending. The current ending is, well, it's a bit much.
A bit much is generous. The script says, I, for one, can't wait to see it. Quite satisfying.
And it talks about her almighty downfall.
It sounds like a villain monologue.
It really does. It just creates this caricature. The narrator sounds gleeful, almost vindictive.
But let me play devil's advocate here.
Go for it.
If the narrator is happy about it, why shouldn't they say so? Authenticity is huge on YouTube. If they hate her, why hide it?
Because it validates the subject's defense.
Say more.
Candace Owens' main defense is always, people are just jealous, they're haters, they're out to get me. If you end your video sounding like a hater who is out to get her, you've just proven her point. You make her look like a victim.
That is a really, really good point. You hand her the ammunition to just dismiss the whole video.
Exactly. You want to sound like a calm observer predicting the weather, not a fan cheering for a car.
The tone should be what I'd call solemn inevitability.
Solemn inevitability. I like that. What does that look like in the script?
Okay, the current line is, I guarantee you the results are not going to work out in your favor. It's going to be an almighty downfall.
Right. And the rewrite?
How about this? History shows that ignoring legal warnings rarely ends well. By ignoring the cease and desist, Owens has moved this from a war of words to a war of laws. We will wait to see how the courts decide.
Oh, that's chilling. It's so much more professional. It leaves you thinking about the judges and the lawyers, not the narrator's grudge.
And there's one specific sentence that just has to be cut. It ends with, that's what usually happens to evil people.
Yeah, that's just moralizing. It's fluff. It adds nothing factual.
It weakens the entire impact. The legal threat is the impact. Don't dilute it with a sermon.
You know, looking back at all 5 of these points, the insults, the list, the timeline, the legal weight, and the conclusion, there's like a single thread tying them all together.
What is it?
It's about discipline. It's about stripping away all the emotional noise to let the facts do the damage.
That really is the core of it. When you have strong evidence, like video of a direct contradiction or news of a breached contract, you don't need to dress it up.
No.
The evidence is devastating enough on its own.
It's the difference between a rant and a report. A rant makes you feel better for 5 minutes. A report actually changes people's minds.
Well put. So let's just recap the actionable steps for the listener.
Let's do it.
Step 1. Scrub the insults. Go through with a red pen. Cross out dingbat, nut job, all of it. Replace them with objective descriptions.
Step 2. Fix that 8 versus 9 list discrepancy. Count your points. It seems small, but it builds trust.
Step 3. Streamline the promise versus action timeline. Create that clean 3-act structure we talked about.
The promise, the request, the breach.
Use silence. Let the contradiction shine.
And step 4, elevate a legal argument. Make the NDA the climax and rewrite that conclusion. Don't cheer for a downfall.
Summarize the legal stakes. That's it.
Yeah.
If the author does these things, the script won't just feel more professional, it will be so much more persuasive.
It will.
The argument becomes undeniable when you stop telling the audience how to feel and just start showing them what happened.
You know, I'd actually love to see the revised version of this. Once all that emotional language is pruned, the investigation underneath it all is really quite solid.
I agree.
The author did the work. They just need to get out of their own way a little.
Completely agree. We invite the listener to make these edits and submit the work back to us. We'd love to see how much stronger this becomes.
For sure.
That's it for this critique. Keep writing and keep refining.